front of you, who's behind you. Check them out. Look at them real good. Just in case you don't know, look around, look at these wonderful faces. And then you just turn around and tell them, I'm so glad you're here. Come on, tell 2 or 3 people, I'm so grateful that you made it out here tonight. I'm grateful. Don't sit down, don't sit down, don't sit down. Now, I need you to tell them, but I don't want you to lie to them.
He
how the prophetic word and praise, and I mean, it's just good. Y'all need to get up in here. You don't have to wait a whole month. We can keep it going. We can keep it going. And I'm so grateful for Prophetess, amen. Prophetess Nicholas in the house. To all the elders, to everybody, to all the, I mean, I'm just so grateful. I'm having fun. Uh-oh. Amen. Saying I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I was almost nervous for a minute because for the last 5.5 years we've been at the Center of Unbroken Praise. Yeah. And even though I'm home, I was still like, God. But how many know that we're in a new season? We have to embrace it, even if it doesn't always feel good. Like, why would I let it home? Of course. But I'm trying to tell you the truth. When you're accustomed to where you've always done it, you feel like that's always you'll always be. And as soon as you get comfortable for where you were, he'll turn around and shift you. I tell folks all the time that you just might as well get comfortable and be uncomfortable. Who am I talking to tonight? Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. All right, they didn't hear me for real. So can you tell the person sitting next to you, say you might as well get comfortable? Uncomfortable. Who told you that? Oh. If you were comfortable, I got news for you. He's probably getting ready to shift it now. Because as soon as you say, good, right? He ups the ante and says, okay, now it's time to fly a little higher. Is there anybody ready to go higher? Amen. We'll be blessed by Pastor Rebecca Cooper tonight. She stole my notes, y'all. She was at my office today. She took my notes, so I ain't got to say nothing except amen. 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 It just means that we have tapped into the frequency of God, and what God has for you tonight, He wants to make sure you get it. So it should mean even more to you for real. And Pastor Rennie, I'm so glad to see you again. Amen. So all of you guests who are here, we're grateful. For everybody that's here for the first time, make yourself right at home. I just need to tell you the rules. For some of you that don't know, and some of you that just because we shifted, don't act funny. That's it. Amen. It's a God's ministry. It's date night with Jesus. And I'm real transparent. I tell all my business. I tell everything. My husband is probably out there saying, Lord Jesus, people will look at me funny tonight when they come out here. I got to look at them in their face, or can I get up out of Dodge? Because I don't know what you done told folk when I go to the grocery store and they look, you know. But how many of you know that we get deliverance through our transparency? When I begin to tell about my issues, tissues, and puffs, I hope that you'll be comfortable enough to tell about your issues, tissues, and puffs. Now, you can't share everything with everybody, but by the time I've told you, and it might have been just before I walked in here, so don't get it twisted either. It probably just happened to me. But what I do is I rob the enemy. Of trying to hold something over me and trying to make me feel like I'm unworthy. So when I begin to tell my story about how He brought me over, then I'm able to give God all the glory and step on the enemy's head like that and just silence the lambs like never before. I don't know why I'm going there. Hey, Paige. Y'all hear from Paige? That's Sabrina. Whoever knew, God is good. When I met her, she didn't talk. And I'm so grateful. And then little grandbaby runs around here, my spiritual grandbaby. She called me Mom. She played little drums. And Cam just blessed us. Amen. All of the praise dancers. To my dear sister Grace. There's another Grace in here. Grace! I've been tracking her down forever, saying, when you gonna come to Women in Deliverance? And God sent a gift in up in here. She came up here and almost took my breath away. So I'm so grateful for you. So anyway, moving right along, Micah 4. I can get rules too. I can most of the time hear y'all when you think and stuff. It sometimes becomes such a distraction when I'm ministering. And I normally say it out loud too. When I can be real loud. You know, so tonight should be interesting. And I'm going to give it to you and I'm going to sit down. But it's Micah, the 4th chapter. I know it's one of the little small books in the Bible. And if you go from the New Testament and back up to like the 6th book, you'll find it. All right? So while you're looking for it, I don't know if I'm going to use any of these notes. Thank you. Anyway, Sabrina? But there is a word that the Lord gave me. I was studying and preparing for another message, and in the middle of my studying, He dropped it in my spirit last week. And all He did was just give me a word, a one-liner, and I dated it because I knew obviously that was going to be for the women of deliverance. And so I hope tonight you'll allow me to teach a little bit. If you're like me, I do plan on getting you out of here because I was up too with my babies to get them for school, and I want to be in order, so I want to give it to you and get out the way. But there's a directive, and the word of the Lord said, "Arise and thresh, daughter of Zion." I know you're looking for the word.
All right.
But if y'all need a title, the thought for tonight, the word of the Lord has come forth, and He said, "Arise, O daughter of Zion, and thresh."
Wow.
I knew y'all didn't understand it, so I had to repeat it again. Arise, O daughter of Zion, and thresh. Because we are in a season, in a harvest season. And because we're in the harvest season, we are ready to reap and get some things. But how many of you know that you will not coop anything if you refuse to move?
Right. Yes.
I'm going to have fun about my stuff. I feel the shoes coming off already. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Arise, O daughter of Zion. Arise, O daughter of Zion. He hasn't released me. There is a command that He is calling forth the daughters of Zion. Now I'm going to help you even further. For those that anytime that you see it in the word, He is talking about the church. When He talks about it in the female perspective, it is speaking about the church. And what I teach is, you are the church.
That's right.
Amen.
Somebody say, I'm the church. So that means He's talking to me. Oh, no. I'm not going to put that on me. You say it. I am the church. So He's talking to me. I need to say that to y'all, and y'all want me to get on with it. I hear you, but for real, the reason why I have to keep saying this is because there needs to be an awakening in the house.
Amen.
You have been lullabied. You know your cue to worship. You know your cue to clap your hands, and you know your cue to sing. But when you hear the word of the Lord, when will you respond? When? I just wonder when. Will we respond to the word of the Lord, or will we continue to make excuses? I got to slow down because I'm ahead of the word. In Micah, it reads, starting at the 6th verse. And I read from New Living Amplified something, so I ain't put on that. It's in that day, declares the Lord, I will assemble the lame and gather the outcasts, even those whom I have afflicted. I will make the lame a remnant, and the outcast a strong nation, and the Lord will reign over them in Mount Zion. I'm going to stop because I already went ahead already. He said, slow down. What's wrong with you tonight? Well, no, I'm sorry, Lord. It says, I will assemble the lame. Because we're assembled here. There's some lame people in the house.
That's right.
I'm just wondering if there's anybody bold enough to admit that if I don't have a disability, a handicap, anything that has really lamed me, If I can't see it with the natural eye, which you admit it.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell you the other rule is this is an interactive ministry and you will not sit here and look at me. So yeah, you'll be up and moving and doing something. Oh, Lord. Lock the door, y'all. Okay, so the lame, he said the lame.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, he said, I'm going to gather the lame. And I said, okay, God, you're talking about the lame, the broken people, the stuff. He said, yeah, them. So much so them. Let me just, so that y'all might see yourself, or I can see me. The lame ones. Lame in the mind. Lame in the emotions. And oftentimes it becomes physical for some.
Yes.
Or it's the opposite way around, that because of a physical affliction, that it will cause everything else to not operate the way it was designed to be. I know that hasn't happened to any of y'all, but I've had taken some things that I remember when I hurt my foot and I kind of hobbled along for a while, right? But then it messed up the other foot because I was putting pressure on the other foot because I wasn't in balance, right? And so when we're operating out of balance, we will find ourselves laming ourselves even when we're not aware of it.
That's right.
Which means that if we have some things of hurt and emotional warfare and things that are going, if we don't deal with it, we can find ourselves being lame and dysfunctional.
That's right.
Unable to walk normally because of injury or illness. How about we're unable to walk normally because of an injury or affliction, which means as a spirit, I'm unable to walk into what he's called me to do because I have been injured, stuck where we are because of afflictions of things that have hit us.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay, so just think.
No, it's not.
It was a lame statement, I guess. You know, feeble, weak, flimsy, poor, just sorry. That we find ourselves, he said, I will gather up the lame people. And then he turns around and he begins to talk about the afflicted people. Let's see. He turns around and he says that I will bring the lame and then I will gather the outcast.
That's right.
I will gather the lame,
Yes.
and then I'll gather the outcast.
All right.
He didn't say I'm going to gather the functioning elders.
That's right. Not at all.
He didn't say I'm going to gather the pastors. He didn't say I'm going to gather the priests. He didn't say any of those people. He said I'm going to gather the lame, and I'm going to gather the outcast. This is at the top of it. He said, as I pull my assembly together, I love it that as you read on, he says, even those that I've afflicted.
Even though
I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. It says, again, the outcast, a person who's rejected or cast out from home or from society, a wanderer, a vagabond, a rejected one, refused to be able to, you try your best to connect and there's a sense of rejection, a spirit of rejection that won't allow you to be able to connect. I know I'm in the house because already, I can feel the walls try to go up to cause this thing right here. No, she ain't gonna get it. It ain't me. You better let the Holy Spirit free you tonight from everything. He said it was intentional. I already knew what they was gonna do before they did it. I already knew that. See, even with the piece of it, he said, even though those that I've afflicted, I said, even those that you afflicted, he said, yeah, like Job, the conversation that I had.
Come on now.
That even when in that season, until he was prepared enough to be able to handle what I knew was coming, I needed to show him all. See, y'all was all excited when Ambassador Tasha was dancing and saying, let me be the miracle.
Come on now.
You were opening up your mouth and saying, let me be the miracle. But you don't want to go through anything in order to be a miracle. See, a miracle calls for real crisis. A miracle calls for you to be in a position when it can only be a let go. A miracle is when you get that sleep early. But anyway. So, and then he turned around and you think about some of the others in the Bible that had to be afflicted. Like Jacob overseer, he wrestled with the Lord all night long. Some of y'all are wrestling. God is trying to call you from out that place. He's stretching you. See, he had to be rejected. He had to be an outcast. He had to be running for his life. He had good intentions. God. Even his brother had an angel to speak what was going to happen. But he found himself at a place where he was all alone and by himself. Any of y'all ever had lonely nights and all you said is all I wanted to do was serve God? All I wanted to do with my heart's intention was just, I didn't mean it that way. People misconstrued what I was really trying to say and do, but my heart's desire was to please the Lord. But the more I tried to please him, the more people got angry with me. The more people cut me down. The more people labeled me. Then it was Hannah. For it said the Lord shut her womb. To be afflicted by the Lord intentional.
That's right.
Some of y'all blame the enemy about everything, but sometimes it was a God move. It didn't feel good. It didn't look good. You wanted to pass your ticket to somebody else, but he said you was born for this, and I purposed and made in you. I had to solidify that you would be able to carry to full term. Afflicted by the Lord in order to get you to be the miracle. I'm just talking right now. I'm talking. Because I need to know, are there any real Hannahs in the room? Are there any Jacobs? Is there anybody that has gone through something that you can't even explain? One thing after another, one thing after another. One day I heard about all the seasons that they talk about, but I promise you, one thing after another. The stripping just seemed to be. He said, it is important for us to identify. I can't move further because he said, I need you to confess. I promise you I was about to do something. And he said, no, I need them in order to heal them. In order for them, my daughters, to arise. I need to know, are there any lame people in the house today? Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Thank you. I see a couple of hands of lamers. But I'm so grateful because he's calling and assembling you on purpose. And it's not by accident that we met here tonight on an unorthodox, come on, night. Okay, you don't believe me? Think about what it took for you to get here tonight. Think about your day. Just saying. Just in case you didn't know. So, okay, all the lame people stand up real quick. Don't everybody stand.
Have mercy, Lord. Have mercy, Lord.
Lord, have mercy. Y'all was acting funny. We were perpetrating a fraud. Where are the outcast people? And then some of y'all are both, and put both of them hands up. How many of you feel like this wasn't even the enemy at all? This was a God set up and he has afflicted me to get me where he wanted me, to make me be broken to the point where I could surrender my will to his will, that he had to put enough pressure on me so that I would ooze with oil and frankincense. Oh my God. Who am I talking to you'll respond to my cry. See, the daughters means relationship. Everybody can't respond to any daddy.
Come on now.
But when they hear, it's like, it might have been millions in the room, but I knew he was talking to me. It might have been all these people, but I know that word was for me. Is there anybody in here that say, I got to own this right here? All right, go on and sit down. Okay. It's important that you hear what I'm saying. And it says on 7, I will make the lame a remnant. Y'all didn't hear me. I will make the lame a remnant. I will make the lame a remnant. It says the Bible also has its remnants. Though it may seem to be fairly rare subject, the idea of a remnant is found over 540 times in the Bible. Most of the time, the remnant concept is disguised by the way the words are translated. The remnant is translated in 6 Hebrew root words, which each has an underlining meaning. Remnant being what is left, what remains, survivor, escapee, the rest. The remnant is the survivors of any catastrophe. A group of either non-Israelite survivors, a remnant, an Israelite survivor, Jewish survivors, a remnant of Jews who returned to Judah from Babylon, the remainder of physical Israelites and Jews after the Great Tribulation, and number 7, the remnant of converted sons and daughters of God in the last days. He said, I will take the lame and make them a remnant, and the outcast a strong nation. This is why in this season there is such a major transitioning that is happening, because all of the rejected kids, the broken toys, are feeling like, let me be a castaway. And see, when you're by yourself as an island with an independent spirit, it will make you lose your mind, because the Lord never designed for you to be separated. He designed for you to be connected. It's not good for man to be alone.
That's right.
Y'all thought that was just on a male and female. But he is calling in this text, because see, in Micah 4 means what? Seasons. We're now in a season that he is saying to you, yes, you have scars. Yes, you have disappointments. Yes, you feel overwhelmingly frustrated. Yes, you're asking the question, what's wrong with me? Everybody else can go to the family reunion and have a good time. I'm going somewhere, I promise you. I'm going to close. And it says the outcast, a strong nation. That's right. See, if you've been outcasted, you were outcast for a season. You were put outside of the camp because you now had to learn how to have survival skills. Nobody was preparing it for you, but you had to seek God for yourself. You didn't have anybody to run to your rescue. You had to turn your face to the wall. See, everybody can't say that, but there is a remnant of people that had to go through extraordinary difficulty, but it made them go strong in the spirit. They ain't no wimps. They know how to have a real workout plan. If you didn't like it, you still had to do it.
That's right.
There you go.
Because nobody wants to volunteer to say. Even though we be singing those songs. But not today. But you put your name on it. And so you go through the process about you. And then he goes on and he begins to talk about a strong nation, and the Lord will reign over them at Mount Zion. Wow. I need you to understand and hear me real quickly that if he's beginning to pull on you, it's because you can no longer stay isolated. If he's beginning to pull on you, he started to disconnect you from where you've outgrown. If he's starting to pull on you, it's because he has further plans from you. So as you try to hold on, there is something getting ready to launch, and there's too much fire under you to remain seated any longer. You used to get away with it, but your season is up. Look at your neighbor and say, your time is up. Your time is up. Your time is up. It's a countdown. I hear Nash calling. There's a countdown. But in order to be launched, there has to be mega fire, mega pressure. Y'all don't understand. In order to go anywhere, you got to have crazy amount. Yes, you do. I don't know, it's not everybody, but I promise you, you need to know that you're right on time with God. Just high five somebody and say you're right on time. You're right on time. You're right on time. You thought you missed it. You thought you sat too long. You thought you slept. But here comes the fire. Here comes the power. Here it comes. Here it comes. You getting ready to be launched. All right. I need you to look at 8. It says, as for you, tower of the flock, hill of the daughter of Zion, to you it will come. Even more former dominion will come. The kingdom of the daughter of Jerusalem. Wow. The kingdom of the daughter of Jerusalem. Right. I said, Father, why do you keep repeating the daughter? He said, because I need to know a response. That's right. I know everything that's mine going to respond to me. That's right. And I need to let them know that I'm calling you over and over and over and over and over again. Here it is as a message to you. I'm calling for you. I'm longing for you. I'm yearning for you. Oh, this is the season of feast. Yeah. That's right. Talk about it. Hallelujah. All year long, you've been beckoning God. Come on, come on. And now we're coming to a season where he gets up off the throne and comes toward you. Are you ready, daughters, to receive the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords? All you lame ones, all you outcasts, all you ones that feel alienated, tonight is your night to be lost. Tonight is your night, oh daughters, to arise and thresh. I didn't get to the thresh yet. I didn't get to that. I just try to get you to wake up and rise. Can't handle too much at one time. It is important for us to know that God is calling for us to do some things. He says in 9. Check somebody say 9. 9. What month is it? 9. It's 8, right? 9 months. 8 days. I'm just saying. Don't know I always teach on that. 9 months, a month of birthing. That's right. Y'all been carrying, that's why you're irritable, miserable, swelling all up and crazy. The 8th day is your new beginning. Mama. And it's the new beginning on a new thing that the way you used to do it, you can't do it anymore. That's right. That's right. But you're going to birth out something so incredible that you never even thought that was even possible, that you could even carry it. Most of you, if you told your story, if you would do rewind and someone would have peeked into your future and told you that you would be able to carry and go through what you've gone through, you'd say there is no way. That's right. That's right. He's still working. Somebody say he's still working. Now, why do you cry out loudly? Is there no king among you? Or has your counselor perished? The agony has gripped you like a woman in childbirth. I said, God, what are you saying? He said, is there no king in you? See, he's not talking talking to the laymen. He's talking to the generals that have gone through hell and are tired and worn down and saying, God, I can't keep it up like this anymore. He is speaking to your spirit, man, and he's commanding you. Is there no gain in you? Who's living on the inside of you? You need to revisit who you really are carrying. What spirit of the living God is on the inside of you? I'm losing some of y'all because I'm talking to the one that God has given a double portion of anointing on you. And he said, you're whining and you're crying. And he said, what is wrong with you? As your counsel of parish, for I am your counsel. Is there no king in you? Run into any and anybody who might talk to you. This ain't for everybody. This is just for those who know you hear from God. He said you need a confirmation. I'm going to give it to you tonight. Some of y'all asked for it, and he's giving it to you. He said, oh, or has your counselor perished, that you agonize and grip you like a woman in childbirth, where you rip and labor to give birth. Daughter of Zion, like a woman in childbirth, for now you will go out of the city, dwell in the field, and go to Babylon. There you will be rescued. There the Lord will redeem you from the hand of your enemies. Rip means to move in ways you've never moved before. Anybody ever been in so much pain you couldn't even talk, but it will make you almost a storm? The pain is so bad it will make you ball up and curl up. I've been in some stuff where I would tell people, you haven't even met the real me. I've been through so much stuff that I've been disformed and disfigured. I've been in a ball because of the pain. But I needed a spiritual midwife who could be able to identify that maybe the things that you're really feeling is just what you're carrying. And some of you don't even understand that you got twins and triplets all up in your womb. People couldn't handle you because when you delivered one thing, they expected that was all it, but they didn't understand it was more in you coming out quicker than you can even handle. Catch that, baby. Catch that, ministry. There's more coming out of you than meets the eye. Need help with pain, labor to give birth, daughter of Zion. And then you go down and you drop down. He says, there you'll be rescued. I love this, and I taught this in class before. Some of y'all should remember it. That he turned around and he sends you from the city.
That's right.
Pastor Phil, he'll send you from the city where you would think that you should do ministry.
That's right.
And he'll make you pick your stuff up and send you out there to the field.
That's right.
Ain't nobody out here. You got to be kidding me. Oh, Jesus. It's a city that ain't a city. Okay. So he said, send them to the field. And what I love so much is that the busyness, the things that are going on in the city, Pastor, is that it is all distractions. People are stepping over each other. They're insensitive to each other. He said, I need to move you, disconnect you from everybody and everything that would make your head spin this way. But I want you to be focused on where I'm taking you. So I'm going to put you where there's nothing to even look at. Some of y'all was hard. Some of y'all had to be stripped of everything. You had to lose everything in order to be able to focus on where he's really trying to take you to. Who am I talking to that had to go through a stripping, move from the city, and send you straight to the field? I thought I was getting promoted, but I feel like I've been demoted. Oh, I know ain't none of y'all been like that. Was riding large, everything looked good. Come on, I was flowing with it. And all of a times throughout the word it says, I'm sending you to a wilderness.
That's right.
Why? Because nobody want to go to the wilderness with you. Don't nobody want to go where ain't none there. I try to take these jokers to go to the reservation with me. They be like, where the hotel? Well, what was that, Pastor? I'm like, it's a Denny's there. It's a hotel. No, we don't even leave. I can't even get them to go on the thought process. But people don't want to go with you when everything looks like it's dry in there. But I need you to grab hold to the people who would hang with you when you ain't had nothing. I need you to go back and call those folks that would bless you and not curse you when everything else looked like. Come on, somebody. I just need you to turn around and say, yes, I'm having a wilderness experience, but this place was prepared for me by God. Anybody thought about in your wilderness, you thought you would never be able to make it. Your job dried up, relationship dried, all the resources. I'm talking to all your stuff dried up. That it just don't make common sense. It don't even make spiritual sense for as long as some of the generals been around and said, good Lord, this don't look good. I must have erred in my ways. You lay out prostrate, you roll over, hit me 3 times, baptize me again, do it again, God. But I'm here to announce that season is over. Somebody didn't hear what I said. I'm telling you, we're coming into our new year this Sunday. This is our new year season. And I don't know about you, but I refuse to bring my old season into my new one. I got to have a new mindset. I got to have a new attitude. I refuse to be seated. I need to rise up. See, the threshing is the dividing of working with that wheat and beating it to get the seed. You see the outside, but what you need are the seeds.
Come on.
Joseph had a dream of the threshing, of the, talk to me, it was, what were the sheaves? He said, all the sheaves were around me, and then they bowed. When he shared what he saw,
Come on.
this is my flesh and blood. These are my road dogs. This is my girl that hang with me through thick and thin. And because I shared with her what the vision is of the ministry, they done got mad and plotted to kill me. Everybody can't handle what God is showing you. You can't share it with everybody. But what they plotted to do was really the setup.
That's right.
To get him where he needed to go. Can y'all write some thank you notes between now and Sunday? Don't curse them, don't cuss them, don't get mad. You can't forfeit what he's about to do with you. Write a thank you card. God, I'm grateful. Oh, my Penina made me cry out before God. Let me close. This is what I love. And he said, when you're willing to go, that you will be rescued. For the Lord will redeem you from the hand of your enemies.
Yes, He will. Yes, He will.
This year, 2015, 2014 was represented the hand.
That's right.
The hand. It went on with the hand of God. But here comes the hand of the enemy. And then some of you are running, and God has set a table for you. A big, pretty table. But because you see all your enemies sitting close by the table, standing, they ain't even sitting. Thank you, Lord. They ain't got to sit. They ain't got to seat where they name on it. They still got your name on it. But you got to go through the enemy's hand your seat. I'm trying to help somebody. God has prepared a new season for you, and because you are distracted by what you see, he said, I told you I would prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies. What's really got you off your square was that you didn't think that those people were your enemies. But because the other enemies would not have really done what they needed to do, he had to go in the enemy's camp and make sure you had a few Judases to be able to make sure that you turn to your face to your Father.
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
If he would have did her, I think you didn't really like me anyway. If you would have did him, it was like, Joker, I knew your scheme anyway. But the one that's supposed to have my back, my blood, my own, oh no, it can't be them.
Come on.
I know they gonna be all there. But the Lord said, he said, remember, I never allow anything to happen that I'm not aware of. The reason why you're alive today is because his hand's still been on you. The reason why you're a part of the surviving remnant is because that was the purpose of the plan he had for you already. Do I have anybody that understands? I didn't understand it then, but I get it now. He already knew I was built to last. I'm fireproof. Somebody say, are you fireproof? Y'all jokers better say, yeah. Somebody ask you a question that's room for you not to respond. All right, here it comes. Number 13, for all of you super saved people that don't highlight nothing in your Bible, this will be the time to highlight. You don't have a pen? Borrow one. Amen. Arise and thresh, daughter of Zion. For your horn I will make iron, and your hoofs I will make bronze, that you may pulverize many peoples, that you may devote to the Lord their unjust gain, that their wealth to the Lord of all the earth. Y'all didn't get it. Y'all still sitting there. It says on 13, which means promise.
That's right.
Number 13, that verse means promise. Somebody say promise. He made a promise to me. That if I arise and I thresh, only the daughter of Zion. He said, your horn I will make iron.
That's right.
Let me tell you what your horn is your mouth. Those people who are committed to worship him even when you don't feel good. Those people that even when you feel like you need to minister to someone, somebody need to minister to you, but God is making you minister to them. Somebody calling you up and saying, I just need to have a word, and you say, God, if you would just give me a word. I know I ain't talking to y'all over here. I'm just saying. He said, I will make an iron. He said that your mouth, but even when you wanted to keep your mouth shut, you can't. People looking at you and talking about, look at them all loud up in worship. It don't take all of that. They don't know your story. They're trying to usher you out, but they don't know the glory of the Lord that is resting upon you. You just don't make sense. Your life don't make sense. Your worship don't make sense. Your countenance just don't make sense. Your enemy left you thinking that you were going to die. All they saw was ashes. But when they looked again, there's some beauty with those ashes. In my clothes, it said he'll make your hoofs like bronze, which I will harden and give you the ability. Because who were those lame people again?
That's right.
Who are those lame people off balance and limping and dragging along? He said, I will make you bronze, which I will give you a solid foundation. That, my God, people can step on your feet and you will not be moved. They can talk about you all day and you still won't even look. They be asking me, Pastor, how do you handle the stuff that people are saying? And you still say, hey, baby, how you doing? Because he has made me like bronze. He's made my mouth like iron. I'm too committed to quit. I got to give God some praise. blessings that he has given me, I can't forfeit.
That's right.
By the little gnats.
That's right. I know that's right.
A couple of flies is expected when you got all this mess.
That's right.
But he sent me to be trained up. He sent me to be healed.
That's right.
And tonight I need you to be healed. Oh, daughters of Zion, you'll be lame no more. And you'll learn to thresh. If you think about the apples, and we're coming into the apple season, and I know that Jace did this too. When you have the apple, he began to cut around all of that stuff on the apple. There's stuff that other people would use and eat. He just cut it all around. But what he was really trying to do was get to the seed. All of that fluff and none of that you thought, it don't take all of that. God said, I just want the seed that you carry. I just want to get to the internal part of your heart. I just want you to know that I need to get to that so that we can be able to really reap the harvest. And see, all of that other stuff that you thought was necessary ain't necessary. Is there anybody that's gone through the stripping process and you thought you needed all of that to survive? But when he cut it all off, you were amazed that all it did was make you lighter, that you were able to do things that you thought you could never do before. You used to have twice as amount of money, but you were able to get twice as amount of stuff done. I don't know, but I have to speak that that must be the daughter of Zion that he's speaking to. That he said, I'll provide for you, even when the resources from man have dried up, but I'll send them from afar. I'll use your enemies to come back and restore everything that the cankerworm has eaten. We are coming into a year of Jubilee. This is my season, this is my time, and it's my turn. I'm not talking to everybody, and I got 10 minutes to let you up out of here. But if there's anybody who was lame, can you just begin to walk around here and say, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. It's not everybody, but there's a few of you that you would never move before. But tonight you just said, I got to move, and I got to excuse myself. I just